I'm at my dad's today. I'm just checking over the house really. Every now and again, periodically, it's important because the house is empty to just make sure everything's all right, nothing's falling to bits, and just go through it really, particularly things like the post. I'm Richard Vobes. I'm a podcaster, filmmaker, corporate video producer, writer of children's stories and vlogger. This vlog is really about me and being 50-something. I think when you get to 50-something, you start to go through what they call the midlife crisis, and I'm not ashamed to admit that I think I'm kind of going through that myself, and that's what this video log or vlog is about. It's about a man in England who's just trying to work out what he's doing with his life. One of the problems that I have, and people when they reach their 50s, is that their parents become frail and they die, or they get ill and they end up in care homes. Whatever it is, when you get into your 50s, and this is of course a big generalization, your parents are getting far older and your children are getting older. They're becoming less dependent on you and you're losing something, and you end up not quite knowing where you are, where you belong, where you are in the pecking order. This is Dad's special loft space. When he moved into the bungalow, obviously this was just an ordinary loft, and one of the things that he did was to put in these not dormer windows, these I don't know what you call them, I ought to know, these opening windows anyway. As you can see, there's one up here and one there. He put in electricity, he put in this little apex roof basically lining the rafters. He's got some speakers up in the top there so that he could play his music on old gramophones and on his radiogram and that sort of thing. He would spend hours up here, I think to escape his partner really. I don't think they had a particularly loving relationship based on the latter part of his life when he was suffering. He's still alive. You know, I keep talking about him in the past tense, but in very much, in a way, he has gone. He's got dementia and he's in a care home, and as I've said before, he won't be coming back. And the dad that I knew has departed. So yeah, I think he came up here very much to escape his partner. When he was running his business, he made aerials. He would come up here and join bits of wire together and produce these aerials for the RAF, for the police, for the marine industry, all sorts of different applications that his business was in. And now, of course, the only residents are spiders, so they need to be got shot of. He used to love this view, looking out here into the garden and across the houses, and in the distance you could just make out the sea. And if I just move that up a bit, even his binoculars are here, so that he can peer out and make out stuff. He would watch the birds towards the end, before his mental capacities really disappeared. He enjoyed watching the bird life and the rabbits. There were even foxes in here, which was, well, his partner used to feed the foxes. That didn't help. Down in these little cupboards, he's got various stuff that was sort of tucked away in the eaves, I suppose. This is one of the sort of things he would make. There's a man rotting in a care home in Worthing with dementia. He cannot remember who he is, what he used to do, who his children are, where he used to live. He basically just reaches out for food to eat. And it's a very sad thing. I've just gone through some papers here, and there are City and Guilds of the London Institute final certificate in telecommunications engineering. This is awarded to my father, Trevor Allen Lindsay, 1959. Here in 1957, Mr. Lindsay, 24 Sunny Gardens Road in London, Hendon. Dear Sir, following the interview yesterday with the writer and Mr. Douthwaite, we have pleasure in offering you the position of an assistant in the research department at a salary of £575 per annum, to be reviewed in 6 months. The hours are 8:45 a.m. to 5:15 p.m, Monday to Thursday, and 5 on Friday, with luncheon from 1 p.m. to 2. And it goes on. We are also enclosing details of the contributory pension scheme, membership of which will be compulsory when you become eligible. So it's just interesting, you know, he went into engineering, radio and antenna design. More certificates galore. Certificates galore. This one of 1956 in order to get his appointments. And then this, County Council of Middlesex Education Committee. This is Christ's College, Finchley, with the compliments of the headmaster. It's a sort of school report. It's a letter from the headmaster. It says, Trevor Allen Lindsay was a pupil at this school from September 1944 to July 1949. At the midsummer of 1949, he matriculated through the London General School examination, being awarded credit in English literature, geography, French, German, elementary mathematics, physics and chemistry, and a pass in English literature. During his whole school career, he was a pupil of exemplary conduct and industry, and thoroughly deserved the result he obtained. I can recommend him as an intelligent, trustworthy youth of high moral character, and shall be pleased to answer any specific questions about him. Signed by the headmaster, which looks like a Mr. Pegram. 14th of September 1949. So, how does that make me feel about me? About what I've achieved? Clearly, my dad was very proud of his qualifications, and he got all his diplomas and whatever else he needed for engineering and going into antenna design, which is what he ran his own business with. And now, as I'm in my 50s, and I think, as you do when you reach this midlife point and you start to think about yourself, what have I achieved? What have I done? I have brought up 3 fantastic children, and I'm immensely proud of that. And I have managed to purchase a house. I'd be interested in your comments if you're going through a same sort of navel-gazing exercise, wondering where you're going and what you're doing and what lies ahead, no matter what age, really. Do write your comments below and let me know. And I will see you on the next one.